When you hear somebody say high-speed train, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Well, if you're like me, then it's an image of a train that looks like this, the Intercity 125, otherwise known as the HST. Having been zipping across the country for over 40 years, it's no surprise that it's become an icon of modern high-speed rail travel, up there with the Japanese bullet train. That is partly because this class of train holds some world records. Yes, in 1973 the prototype HST set the world record as the fastest diesel train by reaching a speed of 143.2 miles per hour. Another HST went on to break that record whilst carrying passengers when it went at a speed of 144 miles per hour in 1985. And then a HST made a new world record for the third time when it went on a test run in 1987 and reached 148 miles per hour. These really are the fastest diesel trains in the world. Of course, the HST, in normal passenger hauling service, would only reach a top speed of 125 miles per hour and go at an average speed of around 90 to 100 miles per hour, which is still quicker than the average speed of America's fastest train, which is electric, and is therefore quick enough to get me from Leeds to London in the time it takes me to edit a couple of my videos and maybe come up with some awful gags along the way as well. But there is one big question about these trains that is to be asked, and that is, having been in service for so long, isn't it about time that we just replaced all of them? After all, the only high-speed train to have lasted longer than ours is the very first Japanese bullet train. However, what all this end-of-life stuff doesn't bear in mind is what happened to all of these HSTs around 10 years ago. As Mr. Wikipedia put it, in 2005 the train leasing company Angel Trains initiated and led an industry-wide program to replace the 30-year-old Paxman Valenta engines in the HST power cars with the new MTU 16V 4,000 engines, yeah, bit of a mouthful. Put simply, all HST power cars were on track to getting the engineering equivalent of a heart transplant. Only difference was this heart would be a lot quieter, a lot more energy efficient, and also wouldn't be affected by breakups. And when you know that, you realise that as long as this train keeps its body shell and basic chassis, it's still a HST. And if they could and wanted to, the HST power cars could have their engines replaced with electric motors and it would still be a HST that has been running since 1976. There is another limiting factor though, and it is literally a load of poo being discharged onto the track. You see, regulation states that in the UK, train operators are allowed to discharge 5 imperial gallons of sewage per carriage per journey onto the rail track. Now, the Mark III coaches in HSTs don't have storage tanks for poop and pee, so they just send it straight to the track, which is something most newer high-speed trains don't do. So HSTs are often actually constantly at risk of breaking the law. The main solution to this problem? Replace the trains by 2020. Well, that's what the Great Western Railway and the Virgin Trains East Coast say that they will do. But that's only 2 of the companies that regularly run these HSTs. Cross Country, East Midlands Trains and Grand Central haven't stated clearly if and when they'll replace their HSTs, which basically means they'll probably keep using the old fleet long after 2020 and replace the coach's external poop dispensers with tanks to store the waste. Otherwise, crap's gonna go down onto the railway track. And that's not even mentioning the plans to send all the old fleet up to Scotland for a full refurbishment with new motorised doors and hopefully crap storage tanks for use on services from Edinburgh and Glasgow to Aberdeen and Inverness. And these may be used right up to 2035 and the final expiry date of the HST. That's if they don't replace the diesel engines with electric motors on the Mark III coaches, which is unlikely, but I think that would be cool, wouldn't it? So, will we have to say goodbye to our HSTs? Well, we will have to eventually, but although they're being replaced on 2 of our main express routes, it seems that we'll always have a use for them, and so we definitely won't be seeing the last of these anytime soon. And there's some things a train fan would know. like to say a big thank you to First Great Western HST for allowing me to access and use his extensive collection of railway footage, because without it, this video to this standard would have been practically impossible. Go check out his YouTube channel, I'll put a link in the card above. You know, the use of his footage actually gave me an idea. Why don't we make these episodes together? If there's a train that you'd like me to talk about and you've got lots of footage of, then you could send me the footage and I would use it in the video. Making the videos this way would make it a lot easier for me, and it would mean that you have some cool videos to watch which include your footage and also a mentioning of your YouTube channel, so I might be able to get you a few more subscribers as well. All you have to do is to click on the link in the description to go to my website, and then click on the tab that says Be in a Video. There will be a small form to fill in, and then I'll get back to you quickly and we'll get your footage into an episode of Things a Train Fan Would Know ASAP. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're going to do that, so that I know that you're not a robot, and if we manage to pull it off, well, that would simply be awesome, wouldn't it? But until then, thanks a lot for watching, and bye!